Welcome to Kids Cartoon, where fun, learning, and kindness shine like warm sunshine. In a quiet and peaceful farm surrounded by soft green grass and warm morning light, a small gray duckling hatched from his egg, and everyone noticed he looked different. From the other yellow ducklings, his feathers were soft and gray, his beak slightly longer, and his legs a little taller, and his walk wobbly. All the other ducklings played happily together, swimming in the pond and splashing each other. While the little gray duckling tried to keep up, feeling shy and lonely, he wished he could join them and make friends, but they whispered and giggled, calling him strange and awkward. He felt sadness in his tiny heart. His mother watched him lovingly and tried to comfort him, telling him, "You are special and you are mine," yet the loneliness lingered. He dreamed of a place where he would be loved for who he truly was. One sunny morning, the mother duck led all her babies to the pond. The yellow duckling swam and splashed happily, while the gray duckling paddled slowly and carefully, trying to follow. He flapped his wings awkwardly and could not match their speed. The other ducklings laughed at him, calling him silly and strange, making him feel ashamed. Yet despite the teasing, he kept trying, because deep in his heart he believed one day he would find where he truly belonged. The days passed and he grew larger, his feathers thicker and wings stronger, yet he still felt different. Wherever he went, other animals stared at him. Frogs croaked, birds chirped, and even the forest creatures whispered about his awkward appearance. He tried to ignore the stares and whispers and walked through meadows, crossed streams, slept under trees, listening to the rustle of leaves, hoping for kindness and shelter. Along the way, he met friendly and curious animals. A group of rabbits stopped to look. A family of hedgehogs peeked from behind bushes, but none invited him to play. He watched quietly, realizing being different made him a loner. He longed for friendship and warmth. One rainy afternoon, he hid under a large leaf, shivering and cold, wishing for safety. And the next day, he stumbled upon a cozy barn. The warm light glowed through the door, and an old, kind woman gently lifted him and placed him in soft straw. The cat and dog looked curious, but soon accepted him, and for the first time he felt safe and comforted. Yet he knew he could not stay forever. As winter approached, snow covered the land and frost froze the ponds. The cold wind whipped at his feathers, and he shivered each night, searching for food and shelter. But the memory of the kindness he had received gave him courage to continue walking. He found little streams and small patches of grass to eat from, and survived through sheer determination. When spring arrived and flowers bloomed, the air warmed, he approached a sparkling pond and saw a group of majestic white swans gliding gracefully. Their long necks curved gently, and their feathers shone in the sunlight. He admired them from afar, wishing he could be like them. Feeling nervous and shy, he did not approach. Yet one swan called out softly, inviting him closer. His heart raced. He stepped into the water and looked down, and for the first time saw his reflection. He was no longer a gray, awkward duckling. He had grown into a beautiful white swan, his neck long, elegant, and his feathers soft and shining. And he felt a sense of belonging and joy fill his heart as he swam beside the other swans, realizing that all the struggles, the loneliness, and the teasing had led him to this moment, and being different was never a weakness, but a gift that made him special. And he finally found a home where he would be accepted and loved for who he truly was. The young white swan glided gracefully across the sparkling pond, feeling the wind beneath his wings and the warmth of the sun on his shining feathers. He looked at the other swans swimming beside him and realized he had finally found his place in the world. He remembered the long journey that had brought him here. The teasing of the yellow ducklings, the loneliness, the nights under cold trees, the rain and snow, the hunger and fear. Yet he had survived, grown stronger and braver. With every challenge, he lifted higher into the sky and felt freedom and joy fill his heart. He swooped and dived playfully over the water, noticing the flowers, the butterflies, the gentle sway of reeds. By the lake shore, he understood that every hardship had taught him patience, courage, and resilience. He flew to the top of a hill overlooking the farm where he was born, and saw the pond, the trees, and the fields bathed in golden sunlight. He remembered the day he hatched, the laughter of the other ducklings, and the gentle words of his mother, and smiled, knowing that every moment had been necessary to shape him into this magnificent swan. He swooped down to touch the water and saw the reflection of his wings wide open, shining bright and elegant. He understood the true meaning of belonging and acceptance, he spent the day gliding on the compound, resting on soft grass, and the other animals gathered to watch and admire him. They no longer whispered or laughed, but looked with respect and wonder. The young swan realized that he could now help others who felt alone or strange to find courage in themselves. He would share kindness and friendship freely, because he had learned that true strength was in compassion and understanding as the sun sit painting the sky with shades of orange, pink, and gold. He perched on a gentle slope overlooking the pond and watched the water shimmer. With the reflection of the sky in his wings, he felt peace and fulfillment, knowing that the journey of the ugly duckling who had once been lonely and afraid had reached a beautiful transformation. He was no longer the small gray duckling, but a magnificent swan, admired and loved by all, yet humble and gentle in heart. He would never forget the struggles that taught him resilience, the moments of doubt that built his courage, and the small acts of kindness that reminded him of hope. And he promised to live every day with gratitude, joy, and love, embracing himself fully and soaring across the endless sky, ready to face all adventures with confidence and a heart full of happiness. And with every beat of his strong, wide wings, he celebrated the courage to be different, the beauty of transformation, and the magic of finding his true home, and realized that life was full of lessons for those who never gave up and believed in themselves. And he would carry these lessons forever as he flew high above the farm, over forests, rivers, and hills, exploring the world with a joyful heart, knowing that he had finally discovered the wonder of being himself. The little gray duckling had become a magnificent swan, and the story of his journey would inspire all who saw him to believe in the beauty of patience, courage, kindness, and the power of embracing who they truly were. And as the sun disappeared below the horizon, painting the world in warm golden colors, he glided peacefully, knowing he belonged and had finally found his home. And with every beat of his wings, he felt the joy of being exactly who he was meant to be, and his heart overflowed with happiness and peace, and he soared into the sky, ready to live a life full of love, freedom, and endless discovery. Kids cartoon, keep smiling, keep learning, and always try to help others.